We're talking match directors here, and this is Can We Chat? This podcast has been made possible by our sponsor, the channel super subscribers, growing our channel since 2023. What's up? My name is Paul G, Chief Safety Officer for the IDPA, helping you elevate your shooting skills safely and accurately. This channel will help you clarify IDPA rules, shooting techniques, and keep you updated on the newest gear and what's going on in the shooting community. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We are coming live from the Western Regional Championship, are we not?
Oh,
Yeah!
Some of
Here
us
in Sacramento with our very special guest, Anthony Vega, Fred Mowrey, and Ryan Harrigan. Welcome, gentlemen.
First time with the crowd.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Live studio audience.
I don't think this can get any liver than this, right? Well, this is day 2 of the competition. How do you think things are going now, Ryan?
I think things are going great. People are having a lot of fun. Props are working the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, they were pretty crazy out there. I think half of me is still out there. It's insane.
I saw you next to the monkey.
Wait, do we have an injury report? Half of you still out there?
Yeah,
Just a soul.
My mind is still out there. So, Fred, you actually shot the whole day today, right? Yeah. So, how did that go?
Well, the shooting part of it didn't go so well, but it was a good experience. I had a really good crew today, and got to shoot with my son, which is always a treat. So,
doesn't get any better than that, right?
No, especially when he crushes my soul.
And a fellow buck shooter this match, yeah?
Yeah, I got to shoot with Fred Johnson, masterclass bow shooter, and he...
we were honored for you to do that. That's awesome.
I think he smoked me today.
So how many staffers do you have this time around?
There are 47 staff members.
Wow, that's incredible.
Spanning from LA, our local club here, obviously, and then Colorado.
And this wouldn't be possible without them.
Oh, and Idaho. And Idaho. I can't forget Idaho.
That's right.
Yes, this would absolutely not be possible without the staff because it's a volunteer sport. Without volunteers, we don't have a sport.
So is well ran this year? Is it a little smoother this year than last year? What do you think?
I like to think every single match we've done since it was the original California State Championship.
Yeah.
Every match has been a little bit added a little to it, a little better, and a little better.
And you're not going to change things. Things are going to get better and better and better, and things are.
You know, at some point when you're like the Glock and you're perfection, you got to get better.
Of course.
You were shooting what today?
What's that?
Sig.
Right then.
So
hey, I'm still a Glockaholic.
Yeah. So stages, favorite stages?
Actually, let's ask the two of you. What do you guys think? Chrono.
Crowd saying chrono. I don't know. I like the standards, obviously, because it's something that you guys always have here, and you guys have the base to have some distance. So it's actually nice not having the crowded bays that we always have to deal with, and actually test the skills and hone skill set to actually shoot further, especially little guns.
So that meant you shot it well.
That's what I just heard as well.
Yeah.
But honestly, that choo-choo.
The choo-choo was cool.
It was a great stage.
That thing moved.
And it's something that you can't practice, you can't stand for, so it's great.
Well, I'm glad you liked it because
I know there's a lot of hard work into that. It seemed like it.
There was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and nervous breakdowns that were going on with that, getting that thing running.
There's some souls left on that train too.
Yeah.
So it's a train of the soulless.
Yes.
Who was responsible for the dark house?
That would be
my design, and that was going to be Phil Zidek, and that's going to be Kevin Ballman, who decided to go, I don't like that design. It's not going to be. I said low light, and they said low light means no light. Yes.
That was. I looked and I went, no, it's just my eyes getting used to the day and the dark. But no, there was nothing there.
Yeah, I looked at the stage scripts and said low light. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like last year. I didn't need a flashlight. We need disco balls flying around. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah,
I walked in and was like, oh, damn.
I took a little heat last year over the disco that was wasn't really that dark. And Phil and Kevin both said that they were going to make better on it this year. And when Ryan decided to do a dark house, they took the challenge and said challenge accepted.
So all I'm hearing with this is next year maybe Surefire is going to sponsor some lights and
Strobe mode.
Yeah.
Strobe mode. There you go. I will tell you that one person does have a really good idea for the dark house if we do it again next year. There will be some, let's just say, red dots and green dots all over that place.
Oh, no way.
Well, we still have the lights from last year.
Yes, so
We can set those to red and green.
Well, I was shooting iron sights, so it didn't really matter to us,
I
right?
had
will
the
be
green
next
idea.
Any problems with any of the stages this time around? Or any challenges?
once they were set,
Yeah.
no problems. The dark house did cause some unique challenges with
Oh, yeah, safety.
disorientation.
Okay.
People going from
Well said.
getting a little discombobulated holding a flashlight and not the magazine that's supposed to be in their gun.
Yeah, so they were drawing, they were flashing with their mag and drawing with their...
Yeah, pretty much. Or the mag lights or the mag light into the gun. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So that was really the only issue that I've seen.
That was tough.
Speaking of stages, what was the hardest stage for everybody?
Chrono.
Chrono.
Well, I don't know. I went 0 down on Chrono, so...
For me, it was the warm-up because I had 3 malfunctions on my support side hand. So that was a hole that I had to dig out of, and I'm not sure I quite did it with the same aplomb as my friend Benoit, who was down 48 points at Washington and ended up winning the division champion.
48 points down.
Wow. And I know I didn't have that today. So, I tried to pull an art, but I don't think I did.
I would say my toughest was also the warm-up. I am a extremely new dot shooter.
Okay.
And those dots are supposed to be there with your left hand too, right?
It's always supposed to be.
It was in there
I think
somewhere.
it's on the dominant right eye.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Yeah,
That's all
that
you
was the
get.
problem. Yeah.
Left eye doesn't work.
So after the warm-up, all the other stages were cakewalk?
Oh, yeah, no.
So nine. So
Nine?
I mic'd 3 heads. So
Wow.
trying to shoot a head with a bug is not a good time, I would have to say. So definitely 9 for me.
We call that suboptimal. But
That was really nice how you guys planted non-threats behind targets.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
That was me.
Yeah, I sat there and went, okay, so we're, dude.
I think he said, no, Paul can shoot that.
Well,
So Fred Johnson told me, it's the best thing to do, and just shoot for the whole thing, right? So aim for the head. So that's what I started doing today. And apparently, I'm not that good at shooting heads with that bug gun.
well, not to make
Practice
it
makes
feel
permanent?
better or worse, but I mic'd ahead today too.
Okay.
On the very last day. And I felt really good about that mic because it didn't feel like a mic, but there it was.
Yeah, I was.
There.
I would have to say I was deflated after 9. I didn't know what to do with myself. So definitely. So what's this year's major sponsors?
Our title sponsor this year is our returning title sponsor, which is Redline Ballistics.
Oh, that's awesome.
I wish I had the list because there were so many. We've had a couple different people.
You don't have memorized?
I know, it's right behind me.
Okay,
There's a great big one right behind me as well. But I was going to say I don't have. We had a lot of really good sponsors come on board this year. This is the first time ever that even our random prizes there's one for everybody. So everybody's at least getting a random prize. Wilson Combat was returning.
Wow.
Huge sponsor.
That's
Obviously, if we look right behind us on here,
There you go.
Davis Gunworks was one of our platinum level sponsors. Roll Sizer, we're again going to be raffling off tickets for charity.
Yeah.
And the charity is for the veterans.
Wow.
Awesome.
So we were able to. Is Phil over here? No, he isn't.
Sure.
But
Phil's over in powwow.
oh, Phil's over there. I mean, a big hats off to Phil for actually going and getting about a $4,000 prize package.
Thank you, Phil.
He put together a $4,000 prize package with $20 raffle tickets.
Oh, that's insane.
So all the
Wow.
proceeds are going straight to the veterans.
Yeah,
Wow.
And speaking on that, so anyone who's watching this now that's going to be here tomorrow, my daughter's going to be selling raffle tickets for that $20.
We
a
all
piece.
have to bust out the wallets.
Everybody
Absolutely.
needs to find the cute Caucasian girl and give her money.
You trying to marry her off already?
She's 13, man. Leave it alone.
How many shooters did we have this year?
We had 200 up until about 2 weeks ago, and now we're down to about 177.
What happened?
Somebody's dog got sick, and so everybody's helping.
Okay.
So how many new shooters do you have coming out here, like novice ranking shooters with not too much experience?
I would say that probably since we've opened this a major up for novices, we've been increasing the novice count, and I would say that we're probably 10% would be a pretty generous number of novice shooters coming out, and first-time shooters coming out to our club. This is one of the largest ranges in California, if not the West Coast.
Would you recommend a novice shooter to come out to shoot a Tier 4?
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good.
Because you just don't know what you don't know until you get out there.
Yeah, I would have to. Amen. Yeah.
I mean, well, if you go and you find out that plug your ears. You find out you can't hit headshots with a bug gun. Maybe that's the thing that you're going to go and work on now, right?
I would.
But I'm just giving you a little grief because
I'm telling you, you're absolutely right.
But really, I mean, you will find your strengths and your weaknesses, and the weaknesses are things that we need to work on.
I didn't know that that was an issue until today. I sat there and went, wow, that is a huge issue. I just took myself out of it, just in one stage.
But everybody else might have the same issue.
Well, I would have appreciated Fred just telling me, hey, yeah, you got an issue. And I went, okay, I'll work on that. But he didn't even tell me that until I went out there and tried to shoot those things. And, ooh, that was tougher than I thought.
So going back to the novices, we have a lot of newer shooters in our club, and at the last match that we had, we having still space open, especially space for additional staff. We encouraged a lot of them, and we had, I think, was it 4 or 5 of them join last minute.
Absolutely.
And they shot with staff this week. Several of them came out and helped build. This is their first time doing all that. And if you don't bring new people in, your club's going to die.
Oh, well,
if you don't
absolutely.
bring more people in, the sport's going to die.
Absolutely.
And we got to shoot with our friend Samantha Lim today. She's 14 years old. And she gives my son a run for the money on PCC every month, and I just found out that she's still classified as a novice, even though she shoots USPSA, shoots here, and
Sandbagger.
yeah, she's definitely a sandbagger. But in PCC, there's not as many people shooting that, so she keeps not getting bumped up.
We were over there going through Chrono, and I had an opportunity to watch her, and wow, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, she moves pretty quick, doesn't she?
Yeah, all 4 feet of her, right?
Yeah, she wasn't the shortest person on the range, but she was getting better hits than a lot of folks.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty impressive. So
what do you guys do to promote newer shooters coming out, especially shooting this match? Because, I mean, I love shooting this match. Ever since I started getting into this is one match I will put everything aside, make sure I come up here, make the journey, and shoot this match. So I know where you guys are saying that you had at least 10%. How do you keep growing that with the newer shooters, or shooters are still coming up and thinking about shooting some bigger matches?
So it really starts with just getting them into the sport. I mean, they've got to put trigger time on a regular club match. Fred and I kind of have a unique opportunity because we're business partners in a training company. Every single student that goes through there gets an IDPA commercial about, this is IDPA, this is what it is, this is when it is, come and check it out. Just watch a match. Just come out and follow a squad around, see what you think. And so we've been able to pick up a lot of brand new shooters that way, coming out and shooting with our local club. And once they get in the local club, I don't think I've had any that shot their first match and went, yeah, this isn't for me. Every one of them is like, what's the next step? Where do I go from here?
Nice.
We also, we're friends with other instructors in the area, and we encourage them to do the same thing. And they funnel them into all the different shooting sports. So we get, new people in Steel Challenge, new people in USPSA from those other trainers. So it's all about bringing those new customers in, because we do live in California, but there's an overwhelming still desire for people that want to get into shooting because they realize that it's kind of necessary given the political climate and the challenges we all face. But the other part of it is with our apprenticeship program, people come out, they watch, and at the end of every match, we run a classifier.
Yeah.
So we have folks that want to get classifications, but we let those new observers run through the 5x5 and get an idea where their skill set is, and that's where we kind of set the hook.
Do you guys provide like any like mentoring or anything?
Well, that's what we do. So we encourage distribution of the new shooters in squads, but my friend Art and I, we usually have one squad that's kind of the new booty squad. Right. So we have several veteran shooters.
So you take them by the hand.
Yeah, we have experts and masters shooting on that squad, and we bring the brand new people who do it.
Great experience.
No qualification.
Yeah. What a great experience that would be.
Yeah, and we bring them along, and that's how we got 4 of those people that joined as novices to help last minute. So it's just about fostering and being ambassadors for the sport.
Sure. So One-on-One is your company, right? So your teaching company. So are you getting a lot of new shooters from there to come out and compete, or?
I would say maybe 10 to 15% of our clients come out. It's usually students that come in through their initial issue for concealed carry permits.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they're realizing after they've shot the classification, they're like, man, my skills need to be improved. How do I improve my skills? Because going to a static range and shooting 1 shot per second isn't going to get it.
Right.
So that's when Ryan usually comes in with a commercial and
at least 1 or 2.
Along.
So what other programs does One-on-One provide for the public?
We do have a new shooter orientation. My nickname for the class is "This is a gun." There are folks who've never handled firearms before come out and they learn.
Never even been in the same area.
Yeah, and we get a lot of people that are absolutely scared to death of them, but they realize that they need to learn something about them because it's a part of our society. But we also have a class where it's more oriented to the people who've had a few matches under their belt. We also have another instructor who's a board member in our club who runs a new shooter clinic, or basically intro to IDPA once every couple of months. And we've got our safety officer instructor, Marty Johnson, who runs safety officer instruction courses on a regular basis.
Wow, very cool.
So we're trying to do as much as we can to keep building the sport here in this area.
You guys are doing an amazing job. Amazing job, especially here. I mean, like Anthony was telling me, you're saying that this is definitely one of our favorite stops for the year, right? So we always look forward to coming out.
Yeah.
It's an adventure.
Did the check cleared then?
Yeah, check
Okay,
cleared.
good.
Perfect. We're square now.
Good. Okay.
You got any left over?
Well, I know you guys are already saying that there's a possibility of a darker match next year. So how long does it take to plan something like this?
It's the building. I don't think
a year.
It's planning. It's the building.
It quite literally takes a year. I mean, this range is 887 acres, and we have to get reservations in right now. Figure out dates, get the reservations in so we can secure, utilizing Cowboy Town where we're sitting right now. We usually use our match weekend for range 2, so we don't have too much of an issue there. But then it's really, the planning takes a year. The hardcore planning is about 6 months. Okay. Because there's always that little thing, what'd you forget? Don't forget this.
The nickel and dimes of the
nickel and dimes, yes. The nickel and dimes will kill you.
So you used to have 2 majors. The reload,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is there any possibility of a second one coming around?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I think I heard a maybe on that.
That's
so you're
what
saying there's a chance.
Well, understand this. When we were doing Reloaded, we were running club matches every month of 125 people with a 15 to 20 person wait list. After pandemic, we had dropped down to 65 to 70 regular members that were coming out and shooting matches. We were having a hard time because we lost a lot of our heart and soul to other states. And we've been spending the last 4 years trying to rebuild out of that deficit. And getting this match staffed, we thank you guys for coming up and being safety officers, chief safety officers. But again, we're rebuilding, and that's why it's so important for guys like Marty Johnson to have the safety officer clinic so we can build more people and get that experience so we have more CSOs to be able to
I'd also like to say Fred Johnson doing a lot of SOs because, we can pull from down there too. Because you guys are all California.
Well,
you got to stick together.
Fred says, we need to come out and support you guys, and so we do. So, I just go, okay, when? That's all I tell Fred. So he just
Paul does whatever I tell him.
Yeah, whatever he says, I do that.
That's an open-ended statement.
Shoot the head, Paul. Shoot the head.
Yeah, I try to do that best I could, but I still.
Did you get 2 coats of wax on his truck?
Let's see. What other wisdom can we give you? Aim small, shoot small.
Well, or something. So this question has been kind of flowing through my head. So has there been any challenges to you directing this match?
There's always challenges.
I mean, major challenges.
No.
No? Okay.
No major challenges.
So you're just going on and doing good, right?
Everybody has different personalities, and you gotta let them go sometimes. Let them run. Honestly, there's a lot of butting heads. There's a lot of I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, and at the end of the day, it's whatever gets put together, and it's a good quality product for everybody that comes out and shoots it.
And
that's the key.
Quality product it is.
Yep. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Are you kidding me? Anything you good with this?
I'm good. As long as we keep getting a chance to come up and come back and keep shooting this match, then I think we're good, because I don't want to overstep my bounds.
I am.
Oh, you can.
Absolutely.
I know I will.
No, that's okay.
No, we can't have video evidence.
Okay. When the camera goes off?
Yeah. Well, before we start shutting this thing down, is there any special thank yous to anybody out there, or
you guys
shooters?
Want to say a shout out to
somebody?
shout out?
Definitely Kevin Whitehead of Roll Sizer. Without his support, this would have been a little bit more challenging, especially on the sponsor side. Obviously, Redline Ballistics, we've had a relationship with them for going on a decade as one-on-one firearms. So we definitely appreciate Brian Aubuchon, Wyatt, and Zach. And you're going to have to go with the rest of them. I don't know Justin Davis very well, but I know his guys.
Yeah.
We
got his guys
folks
sitting over there. Davis Gunworks, Glock, Zero Sports. I mean, these jerseys. These are the match jerseys. I think turned out pretty interesting. I took it to heart when a couple people, one sitting on the other side of the camera, one sitting on this side, said, those camouflage jerseys, we're losing shooters in the middle of the berm. You're not going to do that with these new jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as you've probably seen them. They're pretty
blue
bright.
and orange, like the thing from Fantastic Four, or what?
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Might put a 4 on there next time. But FW Arms came back. CRPA, 511. Oh, geez. I'm losing it. Oh, Precision Holster. How could I forget those guys?
Oh, yeah.
Precision Holsters, absolutely.
As I say, I run one myself, and I absolutely love it.
I'm going to be out here tomorrow in the moisture-filled environment.
And this is actually a good time to give them a little plug, because when I was talking to John Marquez at Precision, we were talking about what he's going to donate, how we want to work it. Want to make sure I get some space for him so people can actually get their hands on these holsters. 3 years ago, that was probably an issue, so people can actually see them. I think today, all they have to do is look at somebody's hip, and there's pretty much a Precision holster there, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But he also gave us a 15% discount code, so Western 2024 will get you 15% off.
He didn't tell me that.
Oh, well.
Now I know.
I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to.
Was that everybody?
Don't watch your video, Paul. But yeah, so Western 2024 will get you a 15% discount, which he doesn't have to do. He's donating a lot of gift certificates.
Very generous,
and that was
especially opening that up to as many shooters as we have out here.
Absolutely.
If everybody takes advantage of that, that's
absolutely.
That's a lot of money out of his pocket that he doesn't have to.
A new sponsor that came on board this year, which I know is near and dear to Kevin's heart, is Midwest Competition Works, which has some extremely ingenious mag pouches that have a magnet in them.
And for those of you who don't know, Kevin is Kevin Ballman, one of our assistant match directors, and master class shooter. Crushes souls when he can walk, right?
He crushes souls when he can't walk, so it's okay.
Well, very
but
cool.
there's quite a few others, and I know I'm missing some, but my brain is kind of oatmeal.
I'll go ahead and put it into the links below.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
There we go. Well, stay tuned for our next video. We're actually interviewing a Carry Optics master, Brian Ferris. So that actually went quite well. So thank you so much for tuning in to Can We Chat. Please consider being a part of our shooting community, building relationships around safe gun practice and IDPA competition. My name is Paul G, and this is
Anthony Vega
and
Fred Mowrey
and
Ryan Harrigan.
Be safe, and we shall see you on the range.
Can't forget the great crowd.
And thank you very much, everybody.
Great job, people. Great job.
Like, share, subscribe.